All right, action. Trying to squeeze things out and concisify them as much as I can. I call it the cave. Just recently, I had to camp somewhere where you are not allowed hammocks, and in particular, these settings are beautiful, but they can get really, really windy or icy or whatever you want to say. But dicey. The cave is just a diamond tarp, a Grand Trunk. I've just had it lately. And I get a lot of these. I just had a gift card for Bass Pro, and I was looking to do a little more with my diamond tarps. I like in general for hammocks, I like the just tree to tree and ground to ground. Most of the time that works fine. I've been through some pretty bad storms, but A, just recently there were no hammocks allowed, and B, now and then it's just so bad that you got to go to the ground. So the cave here is just a way. Happen to have a good sized ridge line. There's my snake skin, and it's just wrapping around this bigger tree, because now and then you need a big ridge line for a big tree. And I just added to the Arbigo these little ties with the line they provided. I found it impossible. I don't know if they mean you're supposed to, I don't know. I added my own little ties, but this is a big trick right here. I've been finding, like, if you try to secure these diamond or really any hammock tarp to the ground, let's just pretend you only have one tree in the whole campsite and you're not allowed to hang a hammock from it. Well, you can hang it in the front, but here you end up on the ground, and I'm just finding that ways to get your, and it sucks to pick up something heavy, but heavier things are better, ways to just get that back end of it. Even if you're just the size of your feet, your foot box off the ground, it's way better. It lets a little air go in there, and it's not even about the air. It's more that it just makes the tarp awkward to pitch, and your feet are close to, you can kind of scoot back there, you can imagine. But it's just one way of the Arbigo here, and I've seen some things from like maybe a diamond or ASIM tarp from like Hammock gear, and there's some universal ASIM tarps that are starting to work in more of these connections where you can actually, because if you only have the one tie, and the one on the corner, well, you're not doing much with that, you know. And the first natural thing is to make the diamond all the way to the top of the tree and hit it here and here, but it just doesn't. If it's really blowing, this is beautiful, by the way. Done a lot of work, different groups to clean up the Illinois River here. So if you guys ever get a chance, you know, I'm always saying this because it's almost Earth Day. It helps the conservation and the work, you know, donate to a group or help do a work day or something. But anyway, the cave, I mean, I had it pitched a little higher and utilized it, and I could go in and out fine, but I got thinking, it's a horrible driving wind. You want to be down near the ground. For me, that's what I want, the most minimal. And it's just kind of neat, zigzagging your lines. The whole theory is like, I got my air pad, which I keep in my hammock kit. I've had a hard time. You're looking at the wings of the tarp that you'd otherwise use for a hammock. In another video, I used these lines to just further zing out through some connection points. They work. You can do it. You can zing the tarp out better using these lines if you can envision it. All I can do is tell you that it works because I don't have 2 hours to make the video. No, I'm just saying, in a pinch, this is what you do. And it's not like the tarp can blow very far with it folded in there with you on it or whatever. I'm just finding less is more with these, and it definitely makes me see why the hammock people kind of, a lot of them do use kind of more of that type of shape. You see that a lot with backpacking tarps, so it does make me think about my tarp investments. But as far as a versatile tarp that's a diamond, just zing it, you know, between the two trees and to the ground when it's in hammock mode, and being able to do a ton with the tarp. This is the Arbigo from Grand Trunk, and I'm not saying that you got to go with an Arbigo, but I don't see tons of these diamond tarps with the different line connectors. Now, another thing I do is if there is something super smooth and it's not like it's going to damage my tarp, I mean, it doesn't get much smoother than this. It might be better in the long run. If you have a horrible storm than having the tarp flopping all around, you know, just wheel something super smooth on there. It's also a way to, like, you know, keep it a little steeper for the snow and ice to run off. But that's just one. I know it's a crazy configuration, the cave. I guess if nobody has that term, I'll take the cave. I've seen some different outdoor companies that make a cave-like thing kind of like this, but it's just doing what you gotta do, you know. If it's you're not allowed to have a hammock and you have your hammock tarp, or if it's a super bad storm, or maybe you just want to stay on the beach or stay in the cave, because it's kind of cool to, like, come out to the woods and build some forts. I got some other things cooking. Won't spend any time, but these just came in and I love them. You can wrap it once around a short tree, not a bunch of times like this, and have a bunch of strap hanging. It's got the slots and it's nice and light. So I could, you know, pretend the hammock only fits here. You know, I got enough space here. I can come up and bam, connect that sucker. This toggle even works. I've tested it. I'm not telling you to do it, but the toggle, whereas these are too big for the toggle here. Anyway, I'm using more button links and other things, but even the, you know, I don't know. I won't bore you guys too much, but I hope everybody's doing good out there, having some fun with some hammocks at outdoors. Looks like I'm pretty well set. And with the piece.